everyone, Sleevy V here, just coming to you on my birthday. I turned 27 today, and just as a gift to y'all, not really, but it's just kind of funny that it's on my birthday, but I wanted to tell my Mexico experience. I've had so many people ask me the whole process and exactly what day you do what, and so I just wanted to share it with you. Mine was in Cancun with Dr. Sergio Verbunen. It was facilitated, meaning that they set everything up by international patient facilitators, and that was Sherry that I stayed in contact with. December 10th was when I actually went to their website and requested a quote, and she called me probably within 5 or 10 minutes and gave me the information. I think it was the next day. I said I wanted to move forward and wanted to do that. And then it was booked. I mean, it was fast. It was a day, probably. And at that point, I had heard there was a group of women going in February. And so I chose to go February 20th. Some people have asked me, how long does it take? If he had had an opening, I'm sure I could have gone even earlier than that. I'm not sure. It just depends on when he had an opening. He does surgeries throughout the week in Tijuana. And some, I'm not sure about on the weekends. That would be a question for him. But I believe 2 weekends out of the month, and that may change, but at the time, 2 weekends out of the month, he flies to Cancun and does the surgeries. I chose Cancun mainly because the woman that I had been speaking with so much before, that's where she had went, and I knew it was pretty, so kind of wanted to do that. So you do have a choice of Tijuana and Cancun. I chose Cancun. February 20th was my surgery day. So me and my husband flew out of Fort Smith, Arkansas on Thursday. We flew to Atlanta and then Atlanta to Cancun. Once we got there, we had instructions from Sherry to walk right out of the airport, and she told me exactly who to look for and that our shuttle would be there. She was right. She told me exactly what they'd be wearing, where to go. I mean, everything was so laid out. We got in a van and they took us to our resort. Which there's some pictures on the Three Sleeve Circus page, and I'll add some more, but it's gorgeous. I mean, it was maybe 20 feet from the beach. You could see the beach from our room. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. I actually got to eat dinner that night because I'd been on a 2-week liquid diet. There was a restaurant in the resort. That was wonderful. Swam in the ocean, swam in the pool. It was just great. I mean, at that point, me and my husband felt we were on vacation. It was wonderful. And then Friday morning, the taxi came and picked us up. Sherry had told me the taxi driver's name. They'll be right out front. They were. 5:30 that morning, I believe. Went to the hospital. Got checked in. You do an EKG, an x-ray, and they took some blood just to make sure everything's fine. Of course, it was. There was another lady traveling with me from Poto. She went first. So I think I had surgery between 10 and 11, maybe 10:30. I'm not sure. Had surgery Friday. Obviously, kind of out of it the rest of the evening on Friday. And then you're in the hospital Saturday. I started walking. My mom and aunt got up and started walking. My mom walked by like 2 that after, I'm not sure, but they walked a little sooner than me. But by that evening, that night, I was up walking around, and then Saturday, of course, up, showered. That was awesome. And then Sunday, the same thing. I was told my taxi driver's name, and went right outside the hospital, got in the taxi, went back to the resort. So you're at the resort one night, hospital 2 nights, back at the resort on Sunday, and we got back at like 11 or noon, and we had the rest of the day. Granted, because of your stitches, I couldn't swim, but laid on the beach, laid by the pool. I mean, if there's a place to recover, that's the place. That's what I thought anyway. And my husband did go. Some of you have asked. There's no extra charge. Obviously, you'll have to buy another plane ticket, which is not included in the price. But, you know, I had my own room, so it was no extra expense for my husband to go. My mom and aunt, they went together. They had no problems. There was no one there helping them except for each other, of course. But, you know, we chose for my husband to go because at the time I didn't know who else was going. Of course, I've come to become friends with another lady from my hometown that went. But so yeah, then Friday we were there all day, and then the taxi picked us up Monday, and we flew home. And that's really about it. Of course, I go into more detail about every day, but people just wanted to know how many days you're gone, how many days you're in the hospital, so I wanted to give that information. Since it is my birthday, I'm going in to have, I'm still sticking to my no cookies, cakes, anything like that. So my grandma has made a wonderful fruit salad that I'm going to go enjoy. So if you have any further questions, message me on 3 Sleeve Circus, and in 2 days is weigh-in, so I'll talk to everyone then. Thanks.